Hey everyone, welcome. So today we're diving into a shift in marketing that is, it's massive. Think of it like this. It's the difference between knowing someone's address and getting a peek into their diary. We're going to talk about how AI is unlocking not just who you are, but the real why behind everything you do.
You felt this, right? You see one ad and it's like, wow, they get me. It feels like it was made just for you. But then the very next one is completely pointless. So what's going on there? Well, the answer is exactly what we're digging into today. And spoiler alert, it has almost nothing to do with your age or where you live. Okay, so to really get a grip on this new world, we've got to take a quick look back at the old one. For the longest time, marketing was built around just one question. Who is our customer? But as you're about to see, that simple question, it just doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, for decades, that was the entire playbook. Seriously. Marketers just saw the world in these big, broad strokes. They grouped people by demographics. You weren't a person. You were basically a set of data points, a box to be checked. Your age, your gender, your location. Super simple, kind of clean, but also increasingly wrong.
And then that model just started to fall apart. In a world where you have a million choices for everything, just knowing who someone is, well, it doesn't build any real connection, does it? We've all started to expect more. We want the brands we support to actually get our values, to understand what we care about. Everything else is just noise. So this new reality forced brands to go deeper, and that led them to something called psychographics. This is the cool part. It's not about who you are on paper, it's about why you are who you are. It's like finding the source code for your motivations, your values, your passions, your whole lifestyle. And just look at how huge the difference is. Demographics tell a brand, okay, this is a 35-year-old professional who lives in the city. Fine. But psychographics, they reveal that you care deeply about sustainability. You're always looking for your next adventure, and you're way more driven by community than by status. So let me ask you, which one of those profiles is actually going to help a brand connect with you? It's a no-brainer, right? Now, to be fair, the idea of psychographics isn't brand new. But what is new, and this is what changes the entire game, is our ability to understand all this stuff at a massive, massive scale. And you guessed it, that's where AI comes in. See, the old way of doing this was, well, it was a slog. If a company wanted to understand your values, they literally had to ask you. They'd send out surveys, do interviews, maybe get a few people together for a focus group. And sure, they got some decent info out of it, but it was incredibly slow, super expensive, and only gave them a peek at a teeny tiny slice of their audience. Okay, and this is where the revolution really kicks in. AI, it doesn't really care what you say you're going to do on a survey. It looks at what you actually do. It's constantly sifting through millions and millions of data points in real time. Your social media posts, the reviews you leave, your browsing habits. This isn't just a small step forward, folks. It's a total quantum leap in scale, speed, and of course, accuracy. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a whole lot of data, so what? Well, this is where the theory gets super real. It starts to influence everything from the ads you see online to the kinds of products that companies decide to make in the first place. Think of this deep understanding as the engine that fuels everything. It's what allows for content personalization that actually feels personal. It's how companies can build products that people genuinely want and need. And it's the secret to designing ad campaigns that connect on a way, way deeper level. For instance, let's take a travel company, for example. With this tech, it doesn't just see two 40-year-olds with similar incomes. No way. It sees one person who's a total adventure seeker, always craving a new challenge, and another who's a stressed-out professional who just desperately needs to unplug. So it can serve up the perfect, tailor-made trip to each of them. And the result? Both of those customers feel like the company truly understands them. And hey, this isn't just about warm, fuzzy feelings. This has a real, measurable impact on the bottom line. The source material we looked at pointed to this amazing case where a group of customers were identified as being sustainability first. After they started getting campaigns that really spoke to their eco-friendly values, their churn rate dropped by 25%. That means they were 25% less likely to leave for a competitor. That's a huge boost in loyalty. Okay, but this level of insight is absolutely a double-edged sword. When you have the power to understand someone's deepest motivations, you have to talk about the tricky parts. We need to talk about the complexities and the lines that really shouldn't be crossed. And the challenges here are very, very real. First off, you're dealing with deeply personal data, so privacy has to be priority number one. Then there's the AI itself, which can pick up biases from the data it's trained on. And even if everything works perfectly, you still need a human with some wisdom to look at the results and make sense of them, not just create a million little confusing boxes to put people in.
You know, it all boils down to one simple thing: trust. Trust is the only currency that matters here. This kind of data is so personal, and if a company misuses it, that trust is just shattered, and maybe it's shattered for good.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that we are officially moving past an era of just simple statistics. The brands that are going to win in the future, they're going to be the ones that build real, authentic connections based on a genuine understanding of our values, our beliefs, and what really drives us as people.
And that leaves us with a really big, critical question for the future. As this tech gets smarter and more powerful, that line between helpful, cool personalization and, let's be honest, subtle manipulation, well, it could get pretty blurry. So who gets to decide where that line is drawn? That's a conversation that all of us really need to be a part of. Thanks for tuning in.